This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, up to Friday. Let me check my watch, the 22nd of September. First day of fall starts at 4 o'clock today. We got a special treat. As you know, John Scalzi was a little injured with the Irma pickup, so luckily Steve Newman was available to set his alarm clock and come in and join us. Steve, good to have you here.
It's great to be here. And if you want to know exactly when to do your fall dance this afternoon, it's my favorite dance of the year, 4:02 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time as we begin autumn. Well, it's going to feel more like summer across the Suncoast. Right now it's 74 degrees at the airport, dew point 71, so that's moist. There is Maria out skirting the Turks and Caicos this morning. Maximum sustained winds of about 115 miles an hour, but it's really not affecting our weather, nor will it. You can see on radar we do have some scattered showers out over the Atlantic that might pass over us later today. And here's our futurecast shows. As the day goes on, we'll have an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms blowing in from the west, up to 50% by this afternoon, and temperatures are going to warm up into the upper 80s across the Suncoast this afternoon. Our complete forecast and a more detailed look at the tropics coming up in just a few minutes. Break.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Steve. Checking the roads. First off, in Manatee County, a little blip there on the screen on 301 in the southbound lane around 38th Avenue. Bayfront southbound quite congested from about Orange over to the 301 Apex. And South County, some slowdowns in each direction on US 41. Some breaking news tops the news today. An Amber Alert has been lifted overnight after 4 Bradenton siblings were found in Alabama and their mother was arrested. 2 guests at a Hampton Inn recognized the kids playing in the lobby and promptly called police. Their mother was arrested without incident. The mother does not have custody, and police felt the kids were in danger due to some recent events. An update next hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Neighbors helping neighbors in Ellenton after Irma. Our Rick Adams shows us a special benefit to help those hit hard by the hurricane.
Well, scenes like this in Colony Cove are the reason why for this fundraiser. Some folks are still trying to piece their lives back together following the hurricane. Signs of Hurricane Irma can still be spotted in different sections of the Colony Cove retirement community in Allenton. People who live here say up to 35% of the more than 2,500 homes here had damage, some minimal and some major.
It was almost like there was a tornado in our garage. Everything was torn up, twisted metal, siding, everything was destroyed.
That's what led people in the community to hold a hurricane relief dance benefit for their neighbors Thursday night. Musician John Rennell donated his time and talents, and hundreds of people not only enjoyed his music, but also a raffle with donated prizes.
We have an awful lot of seniors that are on very strict fixed income, that are not able to afford to get their homes fixed. Also, a lot of them lost a lot of food.
Shelley Baker has lived in Colony Cove for just 10 months. She suffered lots of damage to her home, which she shares with her mom. She says she's happy folks came together for this great cause.
This community, we don't live together, but we take care of each other, and I've never seen that anywhere else. And I'm glad everybody's come out, donating their time, money, and everything. It's a wonderful blessing.
Some residents say they're hoping to get relief from FEMA, but they tell us that's not a guarantee. For someone like Dan Brennan, he'll take help where he can get it. He says his home could be a total loss.
It was devastating, devastating. I don't think I ever felt that low.
And to find out how you can help folks here in Colony Cove who were affected by Hurricane Irma, you can log on to our website at mysuncoast.com. Reporting from Ellenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Meantime, a local nonprofit that helps those with special needs is looking for help from the community as well. The Community Haven is a residential housing complex for children, teens, and adults with disabilities. It's located near University and Honore. During the week, they lost power. They said they lost some $40,000 in revenue. They also lost more than $7,000 worth of food and suffered $25,000 in damage to their roof. The director of marketing admits they do need help right now.
We're currently in need of funds to repair the roof, to replace our walk-in refrigerator, to get that back in operating order. Currently, we're going day by day to provide for our kids in our preschool.
If you'd like to help, visit their website at communityhaven.org. Hurricane Irma also caused a big problem with sea turtle nests in our area. A biologist with Mote Marine says the storm washed out at least 153 nests and probably many more. The wind blew the nests across the beaches. Mote Marine will not move nests before or after storms, so now they are just trying to make sure the surviving nests stay protected.
Now we're mostly just making sure that the nests that are still out there are staked still and can continue to be monitored throughout the rest of their incubation.
A reminder, beachgoers should not disturb any sea turtle nests they find. Also, don't shine bright lights near the nests as well. An alert for drivers in Venice. Major road work has begun there, and it'll be going on for a while. Last year, Venice voters approved an $18 million road bond to redo 70% of the roads there. That work began this week with contractors ripping up old asphalt and drainage pipes throughout the city. Engineers hope to limit the inconvenience to drivers, but in some areas, some residents will have to take detours to get home.
The convenience of not getting to park in your driveway is not that much of a inconvenience to me. I mean, to get a new road.
The work will be done around the clock, and it should be complete in a year and a half. Despite approval by Florida voters, the city of Venice has voted against having medical marijuana dispensaries. In a 6-0 vote, council took the final step in denying those dispensaries because they felt there is a lack of regulatory control. Florida statutes only allow for regulating dispensaries if the local governments regulate pharmacies like CVS or Walgreens. Because Venice does not regulate those pharmacies, the city would not have control over future dispensaries, so therefore they voted against them. A school in East Manatee County has been on lockdown for the past 2 days. There's no telling how long that'll stay in place. A spokesperson for the school district says the lockdown at Gene Wood Elementary is a precaution. Somebody associated with the school is related to a wanted fugitive. The sheriff deputies are now stationed at the school in case the man shows up on campus. The district says there is no direct threat to the students, and it's unclear how long the lockdown status will stay in effect. A Sarasota couple is behind bars for theft and drug possession while their 1-year-old infant was left at home. This couple you're seeing right here was arrested at the, deputies say a Family Dollar employee reported the two stole merchandise and took off. The couple was later arrested for retail theft and possession of a controlled substance. Deputies then found out they had left their 1-year-old at home. The infant was home crying with the back door open and the gas stove on. A Pennsylvania lineman who was helping restore power on the Suncoast after Irma is in the hospital this morning. 53-year-old Tracy Sloggenhut was working on a power line on 5th Street in Englewood when he was shocked. He was airlifted to Blake Hospital with burns. He remains in the intensive care unit. He works for the West Penn Power, which is headquartered near Pittsburgh. Sarasota County Sheriff deputies trying to find the person who vandalized a fire station. Deputies were first called to the station on South Tamiami Trail last month. They found a shattered window and small marbles that may have been shot from a slingshot. Less than a month later, deputies were called there again because of another shattered window. Both windows are hurricane resistant, and the cost of damage is more than $4,000. If you can help find the vandals, call Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. Some changes for Manatee County drivers who use US 301. There'll be no longer a turn or cross traffic at 38th Avenue East. The signal will be deactivated and removed, and the median will be extended across the existing intersection. Traffic will instead use the newly opened 44th Avenue East as an alternative or other local routes. This intersection change will take place starting next Tuesday evening. In the wake of Hurricane Irma, the American Course at the Bobby Jones Golf Course in Sarasota will reopen tomorrow. The course was closed temporarily after Hurricane Irma knocked down 20 trees. None of those trees are currently blocking the course. The British course and the executive course across the street are already back open. A Sarasota brewery is getting attention at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival this year. J. Dubs has 2 beers at the event. Passion Wheat is at the craft beer tent, and Bell Cow Porter at the American Pavilion. The Food and Wine Fest continues until November the 13th. Always a nice event to have in Orlando if you've got time for a quick weekend getaway.
I was supposed to be there the weekend of Hurricane Irma.
Oh, they postponed it? Or is it goes that long?
I was supposed to be there. It was like the beginning of it. That was
Yeah.
our weekend vacation, and Irma happened, which it was good to be here, part of the team during that.
Well, you did a great job that weekend.
Thank you. We
staying
all
here.
did. Yep. We've got an interesting weekend coming up for the first weekend of autumn. It's going to feel a lot like summer. Our complete forecast and a look at the tropics. Just a couple of minutes.
All right, Steve, thank you. Also had your first alert traffic for the morning and an update on some ideas for your weekend and Linda Carson's Suncoast scene. And later in the hour, an update on recovery efforts in Mexico after a devastating earthquake.
As Hurricane Irma tore through the Suncoast, ABC 7 First Alert Weather was here for you, tracking Hurricane Irma on the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app and sending push alert updates on the storm, providing life-saving tips and non-stop coverage on air, online, and on all your digital devices. Plus, we answered thousands of your questions during our Hurricane Helpline. We kept you informed every step of the way. ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you when you need us most.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Good morning. I'm ABC 7 meteorologist Steve Newman, filling in for John Scalzi, who's enjoying this last sunrise of summer in bed, we hope, sleeping in late. It'll be the first sunset of autumn this evening because fall arrives at 4:02 this afternoon. Right now, 74 degrees, dew point a humid 71, so it still feels like summer across the state, and temperatures this hour pretty much summertime. 80 at Miami, 69 at Panama City, Jacksonville was 69, and across the local area temperatures pretty much in the 70s. Not much difference from one end to the other. Maca City and Parrish, the cool spots right now with 73 degrees. And by radar, there's some showers in the Atlantic, and they're going to be blowing in our direction, so our chance of rain will go up during the day with that easterly flow, and by 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have about a 50% chance of these showers and storms moving over us. Right now, looking at the tropics, and we have a lot of moisture down to the southeast of us, but it's fairly dry, and it has been all week over the Suncoast, but the atmosphere is moistening up, and we'll have a greater chance of storms right on through the weekend as a result of this increased moist flow. Well, here is a tropical storm, a Hurricane Maria, Category 3 storm, 125-mile-per-hour winds skirting the Turks and Caicos, conditions improving across Hispaniola and across the Atlantic. Fairly quiet now. Some models trying to spin something up in about a week to 10 days. And this is what's left of Hurricane Jose spinning off the coast of New England. It's just been wave after wave, miserable weather along the northeastern United States as a result of it. And there's the official plot from the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Maria with 125-mile-an-hour winds. It's not going to be affecting our weather at all as it moves up well offshore right on through the weekend and the early part of next week. Gradually weakening. It's not even going to affect Bermuda or the Atlantic coast, other than maybe some high surf, but they've been getting a lot of that from Jose already. You can see a gradual weakening of the storm through next Wednesday, posing no threat to the United States. And here's our futurecast takes us through the weekend. There is Maria moving on to the north, and here is our increased easterly flow, bringing a greater chance of showers and thunderstorms to the Suncoast today and tomorrow. A slightly less chance on Sunday, as only about a 40% chance then. If you're going out on the water, beach and boating forecast will have northerly winds 10 knots, seas 2 feet or less. Bay and inland waters will have a moderate chop. And if you go to the beach, the temperature there this afternoon will be about 88 degrees. The water temperature is slowly cooling off, only 83 right now. Mixture of the storms we've had last week, and it's the season that the water temperature starts to drop off. I personally don't like it below 80 degrees, but 83 is still warm enough for me, a native Floridian, to go in. Here's our forecast for the rest of today. It'll be sunny and warm with that 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms developing late in the afternoon and the evening hours. Our high temperature 89, and that is right on the money. 89, the average for this time of year climatologically, and winds will be northeasterly anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here is the long-awaited 7-day outlook, showing that 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms today and tomorrow. The chance dips down to 40% on Sunday, and then a little drier air Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's a result of Hurricane Maria passing to the east of us, and that moisture comes up and dries out and comes down. The drier parcel there blows down on us over the week in the wake of Hurricane Maria, so the chance of rain goes down early next week as a result of the hurricane going away. That's our complete weather, Ray.
All right, interesting side effect. Thank you, Steve. Let's check first alert traffic now. A little slowdown there on 301 northbound as you approach State Road 70. Also 41 southbound as you approach the Stickney Point area, and also South County. Nothing much to speak of at 517 on your Friday morning. Well, you certainly have plenty of options this weekend for things to do. Our Linda Carson profiles a few events in this week's Suncoast scene.
The Budweiser Clydesdale horses stopped by Venice to drop off beer for their big beach party. And I got this right from the horse's mouth. If you're looking for some big kicks this weekend, it's the Venice Beach Party, their 90th anniversary celebration.
The beach party is from 2:45 to 7:45 p.m. on Saturday. I have 7 food vendors. I have 2 beer trucks. I have full liquor at this one. And I also have 3 bands. I've got Sarasota Steel Pan Band, Kettle of Fish, and then after that I have Tropical Avenue.
And the World Rowing Championships open on Saturday night with an explosion of entertainment. It's going to look like the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. It's here at Benderson Park. The gates open at 5:30. The show starts at 7, and admission is free.
At the opening ceremony, you are going to see some of the most popular, reputable entertainment acts from around this area, including Circus Sarasota, Job Movement Reggae Band, the Sarasota Pops, West Coast Black Theater Troupe. We're also excited to announce that the SOCOM paratrooper commandos from MacDill Air Force Base will be involved.
The night will end with fireworks over Benderson Park. The rowing competition starts Sunday. Also on Sunday, local musicians use their talents to help hurricane victims.
We're going to have a full day long music benefit for Hurricane Irma and just to help relief efforts, and we're going to donate all the money to the Red Cross. It's going to be at J-Dub's Brewery Sunday, noon till 11 p.m. Admission is free.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Every artist is playing 20-minute sets, so just a good communal
day. Great music, great musicians, great local musicians.
And Saturday is the Smithsonian Magazine's Free Museum Day Live. They're offering free tickets to museums all around the country. Those that are included here on the Suncoast, the Ringling Museum, except for Catazan, the South Florida Museum, and Historic Spanish Point. You'll get 2 free tickets, but you do have to bring them with you. You can go online and print them out. Go to our website and we'll show you exactly how to do that. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, some nice ideas. Thank you, Linda. Still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast Instagram, giving you a chance to be more creative. We'll tell you how. And next half hour, the leader of North Korea calls President Trump deranged. We'll tell you about the new sanctions now the U.S. is using to crack down on North Korea.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Well, I actually stumbled across MTV filming their show Siesta Key at Sarasota's Bath and Racquet Club yesterday. They're got a weekly show, in case you're not aware, on MTV involving Siesta Key and some local 20-somethings, and there was a little snapshot of them filming. There's even a disclaimer on the door saying if you played tennis here today, you're going to have to run the risk of being on national TV. So some folks chose not to get too close to the cameras. There's our social media page. You can check out more pictures from that little find and also other things in the area. My page is Ray Collins, ABC 7. Stop by, like the page, also say hello, and I'll be sure to write back as soon as possible. Welcome back. Right now, we're at 5:23 on this Friday morning. On to our Tech Bites. The newest iPhone is available today. One customer waited in line for days just to be the first person to get one. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, it's iPhone 8 day.
Apple's new device hits the market 6 weeks before the iPhone 10, a move which many experts say could hurt sales.
An Australian man was psyched for today's release. He waited in line 11 days to be the first person to get his hands on that phone. There he is celebrating in Sydney.
Wow, and you can now use Instagram's face filters for live video streaming through the Instagram app.
The visual effects can be added before you start streaming or during your broadcast. Instagram says it could take a couple of weeks for the upgrade to be available around the world. And Porsche is unveiling a sleek new model offering style and speed, but you can't take it on the road.
It's the first ever Porsche super yacht. The high-tech, all-aluminum vessel with 2 electric motors has 4 cabins and a spa pool, of course. Only 7 will be made. Price tag, not too bad, $16 million.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Walgreens.
Getting your flu shot at Walgreens is easier than ever. Just walk right in and pay $0 with most insurance. Plus, when you get a flu shot at Walgreens, you help provide a life-saving vaccine to a child in need through the UN Foundation. It's that easy to get your flu shot and make a difference. So swing by your local Walgreens today. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
What are you doing after this?
Oh, heartburn.
Sorry, ma'am, no burning here. Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. They don't taste chalky and work fast.
Incredible. Can I try? She doesn't have heartburn.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. Enjoy the relief.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-671-4817.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
On the next Black Almanac.
The Sarasota County Branch NAACP hosts their 32nd annual Freedom Awards banquet themed NAACP Forward, Thursday, October 5th at 6 p.m., Sarasota Hyatt Regency. At the annual program, it gives the branch the opportunity to honor citizens and organizations for their outstanding contributions to the community.
Sunday morning at 7:30 on ABC 7.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest on the earthquake that rocked Mexico earlier this week. Plus, another patient dies in a South Florida nursing home in the wake of Hurricane Irma. And the U.S. and other countries trying economic sanctions against North Korea. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
We begin this half hour with a shot of Bee Ridge Road and a pedestrian in front of our camera, not too far from Shade Avenue. Some construction workers out there on the scene. They want to avoid that area. Bee Ridge has been a bit of a challenge for over a year or two now with the ongoing construction issues. So there is a live shot from Bee Ridge Road in Shade. We'll check back later on during our traffic report. Well, good morning. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins, and we're glad to bring a guy on who I actually met about 2-3 years ago at a retired broadcaster's function I was speaking at, and he said he used to do weather. I said, you did? Where? Well, I began at Channel 7 back in the early 1970s. So, folks, here he is, Steve Newman.
Thank you so much, Ray. It's been a wonderful 2 years, coming up on my 2-year anniversary of being back, and thank you so much for reintroducing me into ABC 7. I will be forever grateful to you. This is going to be the last sunrise of autumn. By the way, fall begins at 4:02 this afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time. Sunrise at 7:19. The first sunset of fall will be at 7:26. There is Hurricane Maria skirting the Turks and Caicos right now. Things are getting better over Hispaniola. And for us, we have a flow from the southwest over aloft, but at the surface, these showers and thunderstorms you see off the Atlantic are going to blow in our direction as the day goes on, and our chance of rain increases during the day on that easterly flow up to about a 50% chance. You can see very slowly as the day moves on in this futurecast, the showers and thunderstorms as the atmosphere begins to moisten up, and our high temperatures this afternoon will top off in the upper 80s. That's a look at today. I'll have the weekend outlook. I'm not usually awake at this hour, Ray, but that's coming up in a few minutes.
It takes a while to get into full jet lag mode like the rest of us here. Let's check the first alert traffic right now. You'll see a couple of blips there at State Road 70 in both directions, just east of 301. Farther south, the Bayfront showing issues southbound from the Ringling Bridge all the way to the 301 fork in the road. Also South County, one little shot there at 41 just north of Nokomis. Topping our news, the search continues for survivors in Mexico after Tuesday's major earthquake. That quake killed over 270 people and injured 2,000 others. ABC's Arlette Saenz has the very latest.
The frantic search for survivors continues. 3 days after that 7.1 magnitude earthquake rattled Mexico City. One woman eased out of a hole in the ceiling, first her legs, then slowly the rest of her body. This dramatic rescue at the Enrique Rebsamen School. Bystanders knocking down concrete, coaxing children through a gap in the wall, pulling them to safety. The LA County Fire Department rescue team joining the search efforts with specialized equipment. Over 50 people have been rescued, but so many families still in agony, waiting for word of their missing loved ones. For 2 days, all of Mexico was captivated by this flattened school, a glimmer of hope after officials said they believed a 12-year-old girl was trapped inside. ABC's Matt Gutman on the scene with the education minister as this played out.
The rescue teams, as I told you, they made contact with her. They heard her voice. Yes, the rescue teams heard her voice.
Rescue crews meticulously worked for over 36 hours, using sensitive microphones, digging through the rubble, calling for silence. Until a shocking announcement. There was no girl after all. Officials confirmed all students at the school were accounted for. 19 children and 6 teachers died in that school. Mexican President Peña Nieto insists the search and rescue efforts will continue as long as they believe people are underneath the rubble. He says there are roughly 36 buildings in Mexico City where these operations are still underway. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
And Mexico's foreign minister addressed the disaster yesterday while speaking to the United Nations General Assembly. He wanted to let other countries know, despite Mexico's difficult time, their country stands in solidarity with those affected by other recent natural disasters around the world.
Today, I come before this assembly at a difficult and painful time for Mexicans. Our nation is wounded by nature itself. In recent weeks, together with our sister nations of the Caribbean and the states of Florida and Texas in the U.S., we've suffered natural disasters that are huge and have caused suffering, destruction, and death. The worst for Mexico is 2 consecutive earthquakes in only 12 days, which have not only put to the test our readiness and infrastructures, but our very humanity.
A number of people are living in shelters now in the wake of Tuesday's earthquake in Mexico. Developing overnight, North Korea is striking back verbally in response to President Trump's speech earlier this week at the UN. Kim Jong-un issued a statement saying President Trump displays mentally deranged behavior and will pay dearly for his speech, calling for totally destroying North Korea. President Trump said in his speech that the U.S. would totally destroy North Korea if it had to defend allies. He also referred to Kim in a mocking fashion as Rocket Man. Meantime, the U.S. is expanding sanctions on North Korea and countries that it associates with financially. Back in Florida, another person has died in a South Florida nursing home after losing power during Hurricane Irma. A 94-year-old named Martha Murray died earlier yesterday. She is the 10th patient to die at the Hollywood Hills facility. The first 8 patients from the rehabilitation center died 3 days after Irma struck. The 9th patient died Tuesday. The state has suspended the facility's license while the owners have sued the state to block its actions. Police and the state attorney are conducting criminal investigations. Hurricane Maria continues its destructive path through the Caribbean. FEMA is now arriving in Puerto Rico with generators, water, and portable shelters. Diane Macedo has the latest there.
This morning, Maria is gaining strength once again and packing winds of up to 125 miles per hour. It's now hitting Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas after causing widespread damage in the Dominican Republic. In the resort town of Punta Cana, locals banded together to remove fallen palm trees from this busy highway. In Puerto Rico, the damage is catastrophic. Homes are flooded, the entire island is without power, and millions of trees are obliterated along the storm's path. ABC's Rob Marciano made it to where the hurricane made landfall.
Now that we're south of town, we're seeing some damage that actually looks almost like a tornado came through. Clearly, this is the path of the eye when it came through.
Desperate residents are lining up for water that's being trucked in.
We need diesel for the generator. We need light. We need water.
And days after the storm, search crews are still working around the clock. Overnight, the Coast Guard released this video showing 3 people rescued from an overturned boat. In the U.S. Virgin Islands, the Navy is helping evacuees on St. Croix. The only electricity in the islands is from generators. The message from the governor is simply, we need help. Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Airlines are still hesitant to make their way to Puerto Rico after Maria. JetBlue is not resuming flights to Puerto Rico just yet, though they have not said when they'll be back in service. The airline says it is still evaluating safety conditions there. JetBlue said customers scheduled to depart or arrive in Puerto Rico can monitor updates at jetblue.com. United Airlines is also holding off flights to the island until further notice. Now, Southwest Airlines resumed flights there today. American Airlines says it will offer limited service to Puerto Rico. The planes will also deliver supplies, and they say their workers will help the company restart its operations in Puerto Rico. Well, insurance companies are taking a big hit after the 1-2 punch of Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Allstate is announcing losses of more than $500 million in August following Harvey. The majority of claims made to the agency after Harvey were mostly vehicle in nature because of flooded roadways and swamped cars. As for Irma, a more detailed report of claims should be released in the coming weeks. One of the nation's largest pharmacies is making it harder to obtain opioids. CVS announced it will limit opioid prescriptions in an attempt to fight the epidemic of overdoses. The company will limit opioid supplies to 7 days for new patients with acute conditions. Pharmacists will ask doctors to revise their prescriptions when they appear to offer more pills. The pharmacy giant says patients often bring prescriptions for 30 or 60 pills when they don't need that many. Almost 90 million people use CVS to fill their prescriptions. Former NFL player Aaron Hernandez suffered from a severe case of chronic traumatic encephalopathy. His attorney, Jose Baez, says Hernandez had a brain that was tested for the degenerative disease. The condition is generally found in people after multiple head traumas. Researchers determined it was the most severe case they'd ever seen in someone that age. It is known to cause anxiety and depression, which could have contributed to Hernandez's suicide attempt in prison. Hernandez's daughter also filed a lawsuit against the NFL and the New England Patriots. After a young girl was struck by a line drive during Wednesday's Yankees-Twins game, Commissioner Rob Manfred said the league will redouble efforts to increase netting in stadiums. The incident is all about a foul ball off the bat of Todd Frazier that struck a little girl who was in the stands along the left field line. Players and Illinois Senator Dick Durbin are calling for the remaining 20 stadiums that do not have extended netting to make the change. The baseball commissioner is hoping to make the change effective as soon as possible.
Safety in our ballparks has been a constant agenda item for us over the last couple of years. I think we have 11 clubs that have made changes in terms of netting. I said earlier today that we will redouble our efforts in this area.
The Cincinnati Reds and the Seattle Mariners have already started installing the netting, and according to many sources, that little girl struck by that ball is expected to be okay. That's good to hear. Governor Scott announcing Florida's law enforcement officers and first responders will be able to enjoy license-free freshwater and saltwater fishing starting today. This is in recognition of their life-saving work preparing and responding to Hurricane Irma. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission will accept official first responder identification in lieu of a Florida fishing license during this period. The FDLE, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, is also offering free day passes to Florida state parks. These can be used until October of next year for all law enforcement officers, first responders, and utility workers. Very nice gesture there.
Boy, they deserve it after all the hard work.
We'll call that Scott-free fishing then.
Exactly, nice way.
Thank you very much.
You ready for some fall weather?
4 o'clock today?
Yeah, but it won't feel like fall.
Okay,
you know, it's about another, we lag here in Florida,
right.
But fall does arrive at 4:02. I'll have your forecast for the first night of fall and the first weekend of fall in just a few minutes.
Okay, also ahead, Steve, first alert traffic, and is it possible to diet in 2-week cycles? We'll have the answer coming up next in Health Smart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109. This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
Good morning, meteorologist John Scalzi is taking the morning off. I'm Steve Newman with your Suncoast forecast for the coming up weekend. 74 right now at the airport, 71 is the dew point. So it's still humid. It's going to feel like summer for another few weeks, even though we're coming up to fall at 4:02 this afternoon. So we've got like 10 hours and 20 minutes left in summer across the Suncoast. 76 at Tampa at this hour, 83 at Key West. So you can see it is still summer-like across Florida and our viewing area from top to bottom and side to side. 78 at Longboat Key, 77 at Boca Arcadia, the cool spot right now with 72. Now on radar, there is some activity off the Atlantic coast, some thunderstorms and a lot of moist air going to be blowing in our direction, overpowering the dry air we've had for the last several days, increasing our chance of showers and thunderstorms as the day goes on. We'll see them blow across the state as the day goes on, about 4 or 5, peaking out at about a 50% chance of afternoon and thunderstorms. Now here's our tropical weather outlook, and things are still active across the Atlantic, although the Caribbean we got to watch out too. Some models trying to spin something up in about a week out here, but here is Maria leaving the Hispaniola area, moving northward, and this is what's left of Jose, now a tropical storm, producing tropical storm conditions off the coast of New England. Again, it's very slow moving, just kind of stalled out there. I think Maria's going to help nudge it out into the Atlantic as the weekend and early next week goes on. So it's been fairly miserable in New England as a result of it. And speaking of Maria, it's still a Category 3 storm with 125-mile-per-hour winds, moving to the northwest at 7 miles an hour, and the official track takes it on away from the Bahamas. And if we're lucky, this storm's not going to affect anybody except for high surf. Even Bermuda will escape it. The Atlantic coast will escape it as it slowly weakens by next Tuesday and Wednesday to a Category 1 storm. Wednesday morning, winds only 75 miles an hour. And we're fairly confident in this forecast because the spaghetti plot of different models, the most reliable ones colored in red, less reliable in yellow, and those other ones are just these are two outliers, in fact, indicating it might move to the Atlantic coast. We're discounting those. You can see there's a great consensus of this storm moving up well offshore, not affecting anybody, and we'll hope that is true. Here's our futurecast showing the storm spinning around off the Bahamas, but not really giving them more than just a few squalls. Keep our fingers crossed on that. And you can also see the increased flow across the Suncoast, and as the afternoon goes on, it's going to moisten up. Now, it's going to be hit and miss showers and thunderstorms both today and on Saturday. A slightly less chance of thunderstorms on Sunday, down to 40%, but it's going to be a little more moist too. You're going to feel a little less comfortable in the afternoon as a result of those increased humidities. And out on the water, north winds at 10 knots, seas 2 feet or less in some spots. Bay and inland waters will have a moderate chop. Should be a nice day to go to the beach. In fact, all weekend long as the temperatures have cooled off. It's not broiling hot anymore. 88, the beach temperature. If you go in the water, 83. Things have cooled off quite a bit. But still that sun, even though we're at the equinox this afternoon, still UV index at 9, so make sure you wear that sunscreen. And here's my forecast for today. It'll be sunny and warm with a 50% chance of showers developing in the afternoon, hardly any in the afternoon. Our high temperature 89 degrees, and our winds will be northeasterly anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, we're starting to see that seasonal decline in afternoon high temperatures. We're only down to 89 for the average high, 30-year average this time of year. We're going to be right on the money for that. Now here's our forecast for the next 7 days, and it shows that we will have an increasing chance of showers up to 50% during the afternoon. That chance stays the same on Saturday, a slightly less chance on Sunday. An interesting thing, Ray, about the chance going down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. As Hurricane Maria passes off the Atlantic coast on the periphery, as those storms in Maria go up, they have to go somewhere, and they blow out a few hundred miles, and we're going to have that drier air subsiding over us, sinking and drying. That's why we are fairly confident that we'll have a less chance of rain on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. And that's your weather.
Interesting side effect. Thank you, Steve. All right, checking first alert traffic now on this Friday morning. Some buildups there on 301 toward Ellington. Nothing else really to speak of right now in Manatee County. Farther south, we'll see some issues on Clark Road, heading in both directions. Also Bee Ridge at 41. We'll check our live camera in a few minutes out there. And South County all clear at 5:49 on your Friday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, a new study has found that increased exposure to fluoride in the womb may be linked to a lower IQ in children. The study was published Tuesday in the journal Environmental Health Perspectives. It examined mothers and children in Mexico. It found a drop in scores in intelligence tests with increased uterofluoride. Roughly 75% of Americans are exposed to fluoride that's added to public water to improve dental health. But fluoride is not added to public water supplies in Mexico as it is in the U.S., but people are exposed by naturally occurring fluoride there. Taking a break from your diet could help you keep more weight off, and that's a good thing for some of us. Researchers had put their test on people who cut calories for 2 weeks and then ditched their diet for 2 weeks. Well, after 4 months of that on-off cycle, that group had lost nearly 50% more weight than those who dieted steadily for the same amount of time. The researchers think that cycle could help you avoid weight loss plateaus. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Well, that's better. Still heading to Morning Suncoast to update the day's top local news headlines, and 5 police officers being called heroes after risking their lives to help 2 trapped men. Amazing video after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
There's a live picture from Bee Ridge Road and Shade Avenue. Plenty of lights and a construction equipment on the scene right now. The usual work being done on Bee Ridge. A couple of years now. A lot of nearby businesses suffering the effects of all that construction. They're doing it mostly overnight now, but still causing ongoing challenges there on Bee Ridge Road and Shade Avenue. Welcome back, 5:54 on this Friday morning, checking local headlines. An Amber Alert involving 4 Bradenton siblings has now been lifted. Police arrested their non-custodial mother and recovered the kids in a hotel in Alabama. The city of Venice is overruling the will of Florida voters. Council voted to ban medical marijuana dispensaries in their community. And Suncoast students create dozens of banners to honor most of the 70 countries arriving for the World Rowing Competition. The races start tomorrow at Nathan Benderson Park. 5 Atlanta police officers are being called heroes after risking their own lives to help 2 men trapped inside a burning car. The officers' body cameras were recording when they made the dangerous rescue. Atlanta police say a driver and passenger, both badly injured, were trapped inside this burning car. The officers proceeded to take out the windows of the car. It turned out to be a life-saving act. They got the victims out. The driver and passenger were badly injured in the crash. They were taken to an area hospital for treatment. Well, fast work by the police in Atlanta to help those folks. So fall starts today, but it won't much feel any different than how it did before.
Fall doesn't really arrive here until the license plates change color. Which,
I love that.
About November.
Love that expression. Ah, yes. We'll have more of Steve's humor and his forecast and local traffic and local news headlines and much more next hour here on Good Morning Suncoast. Glad you're with us.